Okay. I think I got out of my system. Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy, and oh boy, wait, my my video was playing. Anyway, hey guys, and welcome to the epic return of Three Wise Men, featuring Black Critic Guy, Joe Tromba.
Hi.
Joe Tromba, and God damn it.
I'm back.
All right, back to the beginning, everybody. Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy, and welcome to the epic return of Three Wise Men, starring Black Critic Guy, Joe Tromba.
Hi.
That's it, really? Just hi? What you gotta say, Joe?
Okay. Boys, girls, all my trauma looks out there. Welcome back to the Three Wise Men. You knew it had to come.
There you go. See, why'd you have to just say hi?
You were baiting for it. You were baiting.
I was baiting for it because I wanted it on my channel.
You threw the worm out there, right, in the ocean, and the bait's out there, and the fish got hooked. I don't know. I lost myself with that analogy.
And rounding us all up, completing our trio, is Papa Real School. Papa Real School.
I don't have an intro. I don't have like cool hand signals. I'm just like, hi, from Canada. Hello.
Hey, just say hey.
Yeah, hey. How's it going?
So yes, welcome to the Three Wise Men. This was a segment that all three of us created about a year and a half ago, right? It's been a while because I went back to our dead channel, Joe, Clashing Heads. I went back there and I looked at how many episodes we had for Three Wise Men. Ironically enough, we only had 2. We were so close to getting 3. So close.
So the Three Wise Men didn't even have 3 videos.
We didn't even have 3 videos. We only reached 2. This is the 3rd video. But yeah, wow. So this is basically a series in which Joe, Mike, and I, we basically just shoot the shit about things we want to talk about. You know, we all have great chemistry with each other, and you know, Mike likes to make fun of
great Joe biology as well.
Great biology indeed, and let's not
all the
forget
sciences. Yep.
Anthology or no, anthropology.
Anthropology.
That's what I was going to say.
Right.
But yes, so this was a series we created. We tried to do it, but Mike had family to deal with. Joe's off to college, and I'm withering away into obscurity. So there just wasn't enough time for us to get together. But
college.
What?
College.
University.
What do you mean college, Joe? You mean your law school?
Yeah.
Oh, you wanted me to say law school? You wanted me really? We're gonna get into semantics right now. Really, is that where this show's leading to?
I'd be bragging too if I were in law school, so I'd want everybody to know. So
yeah, I have to put my nose in.
You're like that pretentious asshole that's like, oh, actually, it's Dr. Tromba. I didn't work my ass off for 10 years to get this PhD that I'm just gonna pull out of my pocket. PhD. To be fair though, if you got a PhD, I would carry that around with me everywhere I went. See. 10 years I wasted on this thing. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about the 2017 Oscars. This actually was inspired by a chat that Mike and I had when he announced that he was actually going to review all 9 of the nominees for Best Picture, which I just want to say, Mike.
Don't clap yet, dude. I haven't even completely finished writing my reviews, let alone filming. Yeah, we'd be slow clapping for about a month. When is that 9th one? They're like, don't worry about it. We already know who won.
What is the process? What's the process so far?
Well, the process is, if many people want to peek, I actually have. This is how detailed I am. This is why my reviews take like a week sometimes after a movie comes out, because I actually write the whole friggin' thing out. Longhand too. I don't even type it. I don't know why. I'm out of my mind. But
I don't blame. Where's my notebook?
You do the same thing?
Yeah, I do the same thing. Right. Hold up. Let me go get my notebook. Okay. You and Joe just talk with each other.
Let's talk about
don't leave me alone. Oh.
This is awkward. Hey Joe, how are things, man?
Good.
Good. Yeah.
You guys suck at talking with each other.
Woo. This is fun.
See, I do the same thing.
You really do. Oh man, good for you. How quick did you write one of those?
How much?
How quick?
I mean,
how quickly?
See, I don't really write out what I'm going to say. I write out the premise. I jot down pros and cons, and I give an overall grade. And me, like I told you when I first talked to you, my reviews are extemporaneous, a mix of written and improv. So
Tony, I love that word. Loved it.
It was good. I'm gonna write that one down. Actually.
Yeah. What was it? Extraneous?
Yeah.
Extemporaneous.
EKSP.
No. EX.
EX. Okay.
Extemporaneous.
Like
temporary, and then instead of ARY, you put rain. ANEOUS. EXTEMPORANEOUS.
So like temperature.
What? What are we even talking? Are we talking the Oscars or are we not talking?
Let's do it, man.
Like people are like in the chat saying, "Damn it, Tony, I'm a doctor, not an otaku." See, they don't even know what we're talking about. See,
someone's like bring back Clashing Heads as we're spelling out extraneous.
Extemporaneous.
Extraneous.
Are you sure you're in law school, Mike? Is he in law school? Really?
I don't know. We won't know until later.
I'm supposed to be doing a live stream, but this notebook keeps kicking my ass. Nice reference. I like that reference. By the way, I decided, guys, every 20 minutes we'll check the chat, see what everyone's saying. That way we can keep in track with what everyone is talking about. But anyway, so we're talking the Oscars as stated earlier. Mike was planning to do all 9 of the Best Picture nominees, and we were yes. Why are you raising your hand?
Who's Oscar? Do we know this? Like, do we know who Oscar is? I know they're the Academy Awards, right?
Right.
The Oscars.
That's a good question.
Right?
Somebody's got to know out there. I went to film school and I don't know that, so whatever. That's a good.
And I go to law school, right, Tony? And I don't know
wait.
We can keep talking. Hang on. All right. Wait.
Okay, Google.
Jesus.
Oh, Oscar from Shark Tale. That's what someone.
Why are the Oscars called Oscars?
Info, please. According to the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, the origins of the name are uncertain, but a popular story has been that an Academy librarian and eventual executive director, Margaret Herrick, thought it resembled her uncle Oscar and said so, and that the Academy staff began referring to it as Oscar.
What? That is horseshit.
How is this like this is like a myth? They're like, oh, they don't know how it started. This is only what, like the 80, I don't know the number.
89th?
89th? Yeah. 89th Academy
Awards.
I
mean, weird things happen, man. I mean, you don't really know the full history. Some things can change over time.
Crazy.
No?
Crazy.
Anyway, so we know so far what we know is that one person that was like an executive operator said, "Oh, that looks like my uncle Oscar," and they just started calling it Oscar, I guess. There's the story, ladies and gentlemen. If you ever want to know how the Oscars came to be, that's how the Oscars came to be. Okay. Anyway, so can we talk about the nominees now? Do you guys have the list of nominees I sent you?
Oscars. Yes.
Oh wait! Can I ask you that question? Remember?
Damn it!
Dude, it'll be really quick.
Are we ever gonna talk? We're like so 9 minutes in, and we haven't even talked about the Oscars yet.
I know. But no, this is about the Oscars. Don't worry, because remember last year, okay, and there was a huge, I'm going to use a Canadian word, kerfuffle about, how there was no diversity last year, right? And people were protesting it and all this kind of stuff, and deservedly so. Do you? Because you and I were both interviewed. You were interviewed for like a TV. What were you interviewed for? Something.
I was interviewed for a TV show on UCF called Beyond the Credits. Wait, you were interviewed too? When was this?
It was a local university, so it's really.
I want to see this. Wait, I want to see this. Where is it?
The link to the article. It was
Papa Real School hiding out on Papa Real. Papa Real School's hiding out on us. He has all the connections.
The best kept secret on YouTube. I got to keep it like that. But what I wanted to ask you guys was, this year, do you think it's deserved? Do you think like the diversity is a result of those actors' films being the best? Or do we think this is kind of a political move where the Oscars were like, okay, hold up. No, we're not racist. You know what I mean? Because there's a little bit of that vibe with that. Now, some of these movies are fantastic, and you cannot deny it. But others, I think, are a result of the politics of last year. Am I alone in thinking? Am I a racist Canadian? Please discuss.
Okay, well, before I answer your question, Mike, I've known you for 3 years. I know that you're not racist.
Thank you.
You know, and I'm not part of the getting offended, like that little niche on the internet that just acts super offended about everything. I'm not part of those people at all. I think that they're not that good. They're not great people to be offended about a lot of things. But to answer your question, I think that it is both. I do think, because I saw Fences, and acting-wise, the nominations are more than deserving. I mean, when it comes to Viola Davis and Denzel Washington, you can't compare. I mean, those two are some of the greatest thespians alive right now. Did it deserve Best Picture? That's where the line starts to blur or starts to kind of wobble a little bit, because no, it's not Best Picture material. It's definitely a great script and great performances. Not Best Picture. Not even close. I feel like Best Picture has to be a combination of acting, directing, producing, writing, all the technical aspects all muddled together to create a great picture.
It just sounds like you're describing La La Land.
No, La La Land is a great picture, and it would definitely win Best Picture, in my opinion. But like, I haven't seen Hidden Figures yet, although I don't like. From what I've seen and heard, I don't think it also deserved Best Picture. Again, it feels more like an actor's movie and a script type movie rather than a big picture type movie. I could be wrong because, again, I haven't seen it yet. But I do feel like there are choices in there that I do feel like we're kind of just, we have to just fill our quota.
Right.
Moonlight deserved it. Moonlight across the board. That's the definition of a Best Picture film. The subject matter, the writing, the acting, the direction, cinematography, all of it came together to create a Best Picture. As for the nominations, though, I personally feel like when it comes to the nominations, this is where Moonlight suffers a little bit, because I saw Moonlight, and as much as I love Mahershala Ali, he's in the movie for like 15 minutes. And he doesn't really have a standout moment where I'm like, that's an Oscar moment right there. It's just kind of subdued in a sense. You know, you guys seen Moonlight?
Yep.
No.
Do you agree with me on the whole subduedness?
I agree with you in the whole screen time and lack of a big moment. I mean, sometimes the Oscars will award something, based on not this kind of standout. Like you look at Denzel's performance, he's got so many moments of like highs and lows, and you're just taking on a ride with that guy that entire movie. I agree. I liked his performance. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. Sorry, I know
Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala. Okay, so Mahershala Ali. He was good, and he's having a huge year, which I like too, because he was obviously in Luke Cage. I mean, he was in Hidden Figures as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, supporting role as well. Tiny role, but he's having an amazing year, and he's representing African American actors and proudly. And what I liked about his role in that was it wasn't a stereotype. It could have snuck so close to stereotype because he was a drug dealer and all this, but he didn't. And that's what I liked about the role. So his performance is pretty much what he was given, and he made the most of it. But whether or not he should win, I'm kind of with you on that. It wasn't.
Funny enough, he's the front runner, isn't he? Like, he's the front runner to win.
Well, because he won the SAG.
He won the SAG. He won the Spirit Award, I believe.
He didn't win the Golden Globe, which is bizarre. So
who won the Golden Globe for that one?
I don't know. Right? I know Gosling won for musical and comedy, but obviously Moonlight.
He's not gonna win. He's not gonna win. He's not gonna win this.
It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be weird. So, yeah.
So funny enough, you brought up the fact that you didn't like that he was a stereotype drug dealer, which I find very ironic because the other person that got nominated for that film, Naomi Harris, who was, here's a fun fact. Did you know that she was the witch in the Pirates of the Caribbean films?
Yeah.
That was freaking, dude. That's freaking awesome.
Well, and she's Moneypenny in the, Daniel Craig.
But nobody cares about Bond. Who watches Bond?
Really, nobody cares about Bond. And she was in 28 Days Later. Like she's been like,
yes, she was in 28 Days Later.
Goddess. No, but what I was saying, sorry, just to correct you, I didn't think he was a stereotype. I thought
no. I said that you like the fact that he wasn't.
Oh, okay.
With Naomi Harris. I have a problem with her nomination because it's just the stereotypical druggy parent role, and she has to be like, "But Shan, you got to remember, I loved you. Right. I always was there for you. I want you to know that I'm there for you." And I'm just like, God damn, this stereotypical the mom or the dad is a druggie, then goes through like a 180 with their character kind of thing. You know who I think deserved a supporting actor nomination? The older version of the kid. He should have been nominated.
Yeah.
What's the kid's name again? Like they called him Black or something. I think that's what they called him.
Had 3 different names. Start with an SH.
Sharon
something, and then
But basically, his older version, like that was so powerful. I liked his performance a lot. Especially the scene where he confronts his mother, where the facade is broken and you see it come to fruition, like the real Sharon or whatever his name is shows up, and I'm like, God damn! Even in the tough demeanor that he's he's being like his outward toughness is being canceled out by his inner softness, and I'm like, God damn, that is best supporting actor worthy right there. Why didn't he get the nomination? Mahershala Ali, he had a great year. You're right. I love the guy. Can't wait to see more from him. He's probably going to win. But his performance is so subdued that I don't really feel like it's the standout. And plus, he's not even in the movie that long.
Yeah.
If he had much more of an impact on the story as a whole, maybe. But no. Joe, I feel like you've been silent for a while. Do you know what we're talking about?
I really wanted to see Moonlight, but unfortunately I have not seen that yet.
Well, I'm sure there's some time.
I know who you're talking about because from Luke Cage, I know he was in Moonlight. He was in like all the trailers, even though apparently you guys are saying he's in not a lot. He was like in all the clips I saw. So,
yeah, they play him up. Like I thought he was gonna play a much bigger role, and at the beginning of the film, I thought, okay, so he's basically surrogate father to this kid. He's gonna raise him, right? Yeah. And then the second half of the second arc of the film comes, and they're like, "Oh, it's been so long since he's been here," and I'm like, "Oh,
yeah, he's in the first act of the film. Like that's it. He's literally in the first third.
That's it. The first act, and we're done with him."
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I'm telling you, the older son or the older version of Sharon should have been the one that got the nomination. That was a great performance.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, to finish my answer to you. I think it's both. There are some deserving choices, but I also feel like they were just like, okay, we got to make sure that they don't say hashtag Oscars so white. And if I could go on one more tangent, I'm sorry. I know I keep going on a tangent, but there's one more tangent I have to get to. I hate that Black people want to take the whole diversity card, yet they're not the only ones that qualify for diversity. I mean, shit. The Oscars has always been a literally black and white show. How many times are we going to see like Asians on the stage or Hispanics? Like it was awesome to see Alejandro G. Inarritu and the guy who directed Gravity. What was his name? Guys,
God,
Alfonso Cuarón.
Who
when we saw those two get nominated, win. Big wins too. I was like, okay, now this is diversity. You know, we're reaching.
But he made crowds. Gravity.
Okay, what about it? Gravity has no color lens on it.
I am still owed $19.50 for watching Gravity.
$19.50.
Oh wait, yeah. You hated it, right?
Gravity to this day is still one of the worst things I've ever seen.
Really that bad?
Really that bad. 1950. I'm owed 1950 still.
Any rebuttal to that, Mike?
No, I never paid to see it, so you know. Yeah, I just
You paid with your time.
I hate
true,
how-
yes.
But yeah, I just hate how like the black community wants to always latch on to the fact that they're not included in the Oscars as much when there are many smaller minority groups that are rarely or never included. I mean, the Middle Eastern crowd, Asians are terribly missing in these categories. I think the last Asian to win an acting nomination was in 1950. 1950, that's 60 years ago. You're telling me it's 60 years later, we still have no Asians that have been nominated. I don't even think there's been an Asian man that's been nominated for an Oscar. Not one.
Wait. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
He wasn't nominated. He wasn't nominated for an acting, was
Really?
he? No. There was Best Director, Best Cinematography, I think Best Picture, and Best Foreign Film. And it won Best Foreign Film.
But not performance. Like
But
anything.
Ang Lee is a good exception, I guess, because Ang Lee he won for Brokeback Mountain and he also won for Life of Pi. But again, I just feel like if we're gonna push for diversity, I think diversity should reach all boundaries and not be like, well, we need to get a bunch of black people nominated because you don't want the black crowd to get angry. I'm like, no. If you're gonna do diversity, everybody has to be included. So that's my little tangent. I'm done now. Okay, so should we get to the nominations now, please?
Sure. Only been
Okay.
20 minutes. Tangents.
Where do we start, Papa Real School? Since you were the one that kind of inspired this chat, where do we start?
Well, you wanted to talk, and this is something close to my heart, being an animation teacher and student. Let's do animated feature film. I'm sure you're proud.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so what are the nominations, Joe?
It's still loading. So
Damn it.
I have very poor
I'll
internet
I'll
right now.
read as it loads. Okay, so Kubo and the Two Strings,
Yes.
Moana,
Mhm.
My Life as a Zucchini. Let's touch on that in a second. The Red Turtle.
Touch the zucchini, you said?
Well, yeah, well played. And Zootopia. Now, even as a huge anime, well, I mean, I'll ask Tony first. My Life is a Zucchini. Did you see it? You heard of that?
Funny enough, I was planning to do a Let's Watch Something. It's a series I have on my channel where basically I watch something with my subscribers. And I was going to watch My Life as a Zucchini leading up to the Oscars because I looked up a commercial for it or a trailer and I liked it. I liked what I was seeing. I said, okay, this is charming. This is cute. I like the stop motion. It's really good. It's French, so that already earns it a little extra peg in my little a little grading system. So yeah, I'm very curious to watch it. I want to see it, but this does not surprise me that the Oscars nominated a foreign unknown animated film. They've been doing this for the last 5 years. Remember that year where they nominated that film about the two bears or something? One was voiced by Forrest Whitaker, apparently.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Or remember A Cat in Paris?
Yeah.
They do this all the time. This is one of the few categories where they're like, okay, well, no holds bar. Let's just nominate everything from across the world.
Mhm.
That's why the Red Turtle is there.
Yeah.
So starting with Joe, who do you think, or who do you want to win, and who do you think will win?
Okay, well, I'm going to preface this with I like zucchini, but I have not seen My Life as a Zucchini.
Really, you.
It was
Anyway,
low hanging fruit.
Okay, who do I want and who do I think? I want Moana. Do I think, though? I don't know. For some reason, I saw Zootopia. I didn't get it. Like, obviously, I understood the film. I don't get the popularity. People love that movie, and it didn't really connect with me in the way that it connected with many others. So I'm hoping Moana wins. I'm thinking maybe Moana, but I kind of don't want Zootopia.
damn, wow. Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's an interesting choice.
It had a Breaking Bad reference, which was cool, but that was.
I will say this. As an Islander, I'm so happy to see Moana on the list, and I'm happy that you want Moana to win, bro.
It was a good film. It was a well-made film. Yeah.
It's a solid film.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Papa Real School. Who do you think, or who do you want, and who do you think?
I am with Joe all the way. You saw my review because you commented on it, and we talked about this before, where I said Moana. I felt finally, after years of Disney like preaching equality, like, look, we have female leads, and we're and all that bullshit where it was basically like, yes, you have strong female characters, but all your male characters are assholes.
Yeah, they suffer.
Right. So finally, I was like, here it is. Here is the most equal, at least with the genders, film that I have seen in a while. I love Moana, and I thought it was the best film that they have done in the modern era of Disney. And you were like, no, nothing's gonna beat Zootopia. And I think you're right. And they had an amazing year. Like, both of those films are insanely well written and teach good lessons, and they're responsible. So it could go either way, but I'm just knowing that Zootopia has swept so far, and even like the Critics' Choice, they nominated Zootopia won in that. That's huge, because like critics never agree on anything. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those,
like us.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Because everybody's got a different opinion. But yeah, I think Zootopia is just kind of unstoppable at this point. But that's great too, because it is a really well put together film. I didn't think it was as entertaining as Moana. I even loved, just from the art aspect of it, Moana was a much more beautiful film to watch, and a lot more fun. And as an animator, I looked at that and I went, geez, like, I would love to have drawn that stuff, right? So yeah, Moana I would want to win, but it won't. So Zootopia is a very good second place.
See, you both kind of know how I feel. I loved Zootopia, but to be fair to Moana, Moana is the only film I saw in 2016 where multiple times throughout the film, I shit you not, I got goosebumps, my hair was standing up, I got lost in the film. Again, I hate to go back to this, but being an Islander and to see such great representation of what like Islanders are like, Islander lifestyle, seeing the beauty, the vastness of the ocean, hearing island music playing in the cinema, I couldn't help it. Like, Moana, I'm not even kidding you, Moana looks like one of my cousins. He looks like one of my cousins. So I was looking at that like, God, one of my cousins is on screen right now, and it touched me. But I had problems narratively with the story, and the fact that it felt a bit disproportionate, a bit jumbled. Especially, they build up this big crab guy, which I thought was really cool, and then it's kind of a pit stop, and we don't see him again. He has a really cool song, actually. Might be my third favorite song in the film. But I was like, oh, I wish he could have been in it more. It would have been pretty cool. There wasn't really. I do like the fact that there isn't like a villain, because you don't need a villain in this story. It works well on its own narrative. But it would have been nice to have a villain, especially the crab. He was so cool, man. There's just so many things I felt like they could have fixed a little bit.
That's what I liked, was them not having a villain. Sorry. The lack of villain, I liked that about the movie. I thought it kind of broke the
mold.
I like when movies can kind of step out and do something else. And for a big Disney movie to do that, one of these big animated Disney movies to kind of do that and kind of have the story kind of go in a different direction, as opposed to just having, the bad guy of the film or whatever. I thought that was
the climax is one of the most beautiful climaxes in an animated film I've ever seen. I mean, it's a beautiful mix of slow motion. You hear the music playing. You know where it's all leading up to, and it has that really perfect like conclusion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh God! Like I said, there were moments in the film that made me get goosebumps and my hair stood up. That scene where she's just like, "I know your name," and you hear the "Oh my God," he's like moving like that, slow motion. I'm like, holy shit, this is actually intense.
Yeah, it built.
Why is this intense?
Yeah, and it's not even that the island was a bad guy per se. It was just kind of an obstacle. I don't know. I thought that was
The bad guy, actually, in my opinion, was Maui's ego.
Yeah.
Maui's ego was the bad guy of the film. And when he finally realized that and put that in check, that was the growth of the character. He finally became a good person.
Absolutely.
But, oh my gosh, you guys make me feel bad for saying I picked Zootopia. Because I love Moana, but I have so many problems because I feel like Moana should have been a perfect blend of traditional Disney narrative with the new merging type of narrative that Disney's trying with, which I thought Zootopia was the film that was able to pull off traditional Disney storytelling with the new wave of Disney storytelling. It mixed Wreck-It Ralph with something like The Lion King, where it hit you with that Disney emotion, but also had the quick, strong, humorous wit that made Wreck-It Ralph so memorable. And personally, I want them to win because they should have won for Wreck-It Ralph. It's the same team that made Wreck-It Ralph, and they're finally going to get their win. And I'm like, yes, finally. They needed to get that win a long time ago. And this is just like, sorry, we picked Brave. Here you go.
Yeah.
Like, give me that. About damn time. And I'm also excited to see a Simpson director win an Oscar. I think he might be the first of the Simpsons family to win like an Oscar. I think that's exciting. Well, James Earl Jones or James L. Brooks was an Oscar winner before he even joined the Simpsons. I guess I mean like starting off from the Simpsons and moving on to other things. To see him win is exciting. Rich Moore, I'm happy for you, man. So I'm going to say I want Zootopia to win, and Zootopia is going to win. Yeah. It'd be really cool to see an upset. Moana take the win, but
or Zucchini. I really like Zucchini.
Or a lot of people, I know some people in the comments are probably saying right now, Kubo and the Two Strings. A lot of people were mad at me that I didn't like Kubo and the Two Strings as much as Zootopia. In fact, people in the comments right now, who do you guys want to win for Best Animated Feature? Who are you rooting for? Let us know in the comments. And so that ends the animation or the animation awards. What's next, Papa Real School?
Let's go. Actress in a supporting role. We get to the big ones now. So you have Viola Davis, Fences. Another big year. A lot of highs and lows for that woman, that's for sure.
I mean, last year she was the first Black woman to win Best Actress in a TV series, right?
Was that right? Was that for an Emmy, like a primetime Emmy?
Yeah, she won an Emmy. Like she was the first Black actress to win that main actress leading role award.
What world are we living in? Like honestly, I get like when you said that, I was like, no, that can't be. No, that's probably
because I remember they were promoting it all over the place. Like, oh my God, Viola Davis's historic win, the first Black female to win Best lead female in a TV series. I'm like, really? In 2016?
Seriously. Crazy.
How long has it been? The Oscars gave the first Black award in 1940. Like, are you kidding me?
So her, Viola Davis. Naomi Harris, as we discussed earlier, for Moonlight. Nicole Kidman for Lion. Octavia Spencer for Hidden Figures. And Michelle Williams, Don't Compare Me to Pacey. Wait, was Pacey the... No, I don't even remember what the hell those characters' names were. Manchester by the Sea.
Good job. Michael from Real School, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't understand the reference at all.
I knew it's Dawson's Creek. I was trying to be funny. Is it Joey?
I don't want to wait for our lives to be over.
Now somebody's going to be like, oh, 90s. Oh,
all right, so we started with Joe last time. Papa Real School, your turn. Who do you want to win, and who do you think will win?
I got to say, Viola Davis was like she was unstoppable in that movie. I mean, to me, and I'm going to tip my hat a little bit in terms of what we're going to talk about when it comes to Best Picture. Fences was my least favorite of the Best Picture nominees this year.
Really?
Yeah. And I'll get to those issues later. She, however, almost single-handedly saved the film. Because, actually, I should say the two of them. The two of them really felt like real. You know, they were a real couple with real problems, and they had chemistry, you know, good and bad chemistry, her and Denzel Washington. And you know what, like for her, that role was a challenge. And that to me is what they should award these Oscars for, is how much of a challenge the role is. And I'm not talking about physically, because like Leonardo DiCaprio winning for The Revenant, that
he ate a fish. He ate
you
a
know,
fish.
seriously, like it was just like, I get it. It's cold. Like I live in Canada, man. Like I get it, you know, and seriously, that's what it was all
Give me
about.
an Oscar.
You know, like there's millions of Canadians. Why don't we get one every day? But it was honestly, he had better performances in the past, and it was one of those wins where, you know, he built up enough of a resume and they went, okay, let's finally give it to Leo. It was just political and all that. But that role to me was like, oh, it wasn't that much of a challenge for him. I mean, like he growled a lot. You know, he did. Like, I'm gonna get you. And, you know, he's like, okay, I guess. But
only to be outplayed by Tom Hardy's growl.
yeah, exactly.
Fantastic Leonardo DiCaprio impression, by the way, Mike. With the I'm gonna get you. That was that was fantastic.
People
The Oscar goes to Mike.
How the hell did you get Leo DiCaprio on this show? What the crap? It's that.
This is what a scoop.
So with her, I think out of all of them, she had the most challenging role. Now, having said that, my criticism about her performance, it's not about her performance, but about the process, was they got to do this play for years. They got to build up that chemistry. It was like having rehearsal on a Broadway stage for, I don't know how long the run was, but for months, they got to do this play. They got to build up that chemistry. So part of me goes, it's a little bit of a cheat, but she still deserves it over the other ones. I think Naomi Harris, I'm really glad got nominated, as opposed to what Tony was saying. Like, you know, I don't think she'll win it at all. I don't think she stands a chance in hell. But again, it was another really kind of brave performance, which you got in Moonlight a lot, even though, like you said, like 90% of what she does is a stereotype. Nicole Kidman, I don't think stands a chance.
She gets not like, this is what her 5th nomination in this category too.
Yeah.
I feel like if she even sheds one tear, the Oscars are just like, here you go. Here's your nomination. You shedded a tear, here you go.
Yeah. And this one, it was a very subdued role. Octavia Spencer, I don't even understand why she's nominated, because she wasn't
because she won before. The Oscars love nominating people that have won before.
Right.
They do it all the time. And I'll get to my point later. But anyway, keep going.
But yeah, and then so last but least, Michelle Williams. And I really liked Michelle Williams in Manchester by the Sea. Again, it was a film that, much like Fences, I didn't necessarily enjoy the film on a whole.
I heard it's really depressing.
For sure. Well, even Fences was pretty depressing. Most of the nominees for Best Picture are just, excuse my French, fucking brutally depressing. Like they are.
Subject matters are pretty heavy.
Well, yeah. So I'd much rather see Leonardo DiCaprio growl and chase a bear. But wait, you didn't chase.
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you.
That's in the sequel. I'm gonna get you. That's the trailer right there. The teaser.
You see Leo running in the woods.
Get over here, bear. So yeah, I mean, Viola Davis is gonna run away with that, and well deserved. And I think it's good because considering Suicide Squad could have been a huge, just like roadblock to the rest of her career, I'm glad she, you know, was going to end this year on that note.
Wasn't she one of the strongest points of Suicide Squad?
No, there were no strong points.
There is no strong point.
Don't know.
Hey, I can give Viola Davis that. He was one of the strongest points.
Okay, but, you know.
So that's it, huh? We some kind of Suicide Squad. I love that. I love that line. Anyway, Joe, who do you want to win and who do you think will win?
Okay, so I'm just going to lay it all out on the table. I have not seen any of these movies. So
actually, one guy just commented that he's like, okay, I don't know any of these nominations and I'm getting bored. Well, you know.
I'm sorry. Wait, we're boring? What?
No, it's because he doesn't know any of the movies. That kind of helps, dude.
Hey, but our personality should be enough to keep him entertained, no?
That's what. Yeah, my my Leo DiCaprio impression should be no.
I'm gonna get you. I'm sorry that we're boring you, squid of Baconator. You can leave then. Please. Suicide Squid. Anyway, so Joe, you never seen any of the films, so you can't comment on any of them, huh?
I can't comment. I heard that Viola Davis and Michelle Williams killed it, so I guess one of them. I don't know.
See, I feel like isn't it Viola Davis and Octavia Spencer the the front runners for this award?
I think so. I'm just talking from like my peers, from those I
my peers. If anything, from have you seen Hidden Figures yet, Mike?
Yeah, oh yeah, I've seen them all at this point.
They said that her name is Janae Monáe, I believe. The very sassy woman. They said her performance was the best in the film. Do you agree with that?
Oh yeah.
Did she deserve the nomination?
I would have given literally anybody else other than Octavia Spencer the nomination for that category. I mean, like, not the dudes, obviously, but you know what? Like, seriously, she's kind of the Mahershala Ali of that movie.
Hidden Figures.
Yeah, she's in it just a little bit. She doesn't do a whole heck of a lot. She plays in like a good, strong role. But you just kind of look at it and you go, oh, okay.
So it's basically like George Clooney from Syriana.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Oh, God. That I have to say, that was one of the worst decisions for Best Supporting Actress that year. One of the worst. I can't believe he won that. I went to see Syriana just to see what his performance was like. It's basically just him like,
yeah,
I'll do this one thing.
See, he needed to be chasing a bear. Then he would have,
And then at the end, he's just like, "Hey, stop! Okay, I'm gonna blow up now." Huge Oscar, George.
It can't be worse than George Clooney in Gravity, though.
Oh, get off that shit! He was actually really good. He was actually really good in that film. All right, so real quick, I guess I'll go into who I think should win and who will win. I'm with Mike on this one. I thought Viola Davis killed it, and she definitely has had a good, her track record has been so amazing since 2015, and I love seeing her star just rise. And I feel like this is her year to finally win that big Oscar, man, even though she should have won back in 2012 for The Help, in my opinion. But
yes.
It's actually very interesting to see both Viola Davis and Octavia Spencer in the same category fighting for the same award.
Yeah.
Last year, the year that Help won, although I do think Octavia Spencer was the better performance, I do feel like both of them should have walked away with the Academy Award, except a certain woman who's going to be showing up later on in this video stole it from Viola. And we will talk about her. We will talk about her in great detail. I think this is Viola's for the win, although I have this strong feeling that Octavia Spencer is going to pull an upset here. I don't think she should. I hope she doesn't. But considering the Oscars' track record for always giving it to people who have won before, they just might give it to Octavia. And she's going to go up there and say, "Oh, I didn't deserve this. Oh, Viola, it should have been you." Viola's going to be basically the Leonardo DiCaprio of the female Oscars. She gets nominated every year and she never wins. God, Roger Deakins is crying somewhere. All right, but that's my thoughts on it. I haven't seen Michelle Williams. I heard a lot of good things, but I mean, she gets nominated a lot too. She's like the second-rate Amy Adams, where she just gets nominated for everything, even though sometimes she didn't deserve it and other times she did really well.
Yeah, because sometimes she did do very
but I mean, when she got nominated for The Master, or when she got nominated for American Hustle,
did she get nominated for Blue Valentine?
Yeah.
No. That she did. She was the only one to get nominated for Blue Valentine. Michelle Williams.
Okay, because that was
actually I was referring to Amy Adams and how she got nominated for roles, or she got nominations for roles she didn't really deserve a nomination in, like The Master.
Yeah.
And freaking American Hustle.
Yeah.
The hell, yeah. American Hustle, really?
Yeah, that was not what they thought it was. The Oscars.
The Oscars were just like, "Oh yeah, David. Yeah, David. Keep doing it, David. I'm like,
Not for nothing, but they also did that with Gravity.
Oh, don't get off your
The Oscars a couple of years ago was the Gravity Awards. I'm still not.
Get off your high horse. I will kick you out of this chat. Speaking of the chat, what's the chat looking like, Mike?
Well, it's pretty funny because people are starting arguing about who should be called eye candy. 'Cause one guy said the guy with the headphones. Hang on, the dude with the headphones is useless, and I'm saying no, he's not useless. He's eye candy for all the ladies out there. And I'm like, not to mention, it's gonna be a lawyer soon. All right, so you pay attention to the guy with the friggin' headphones, because yeah. Be like,
but which one?
Sugar
I'm
Dad.
wearing headphones too.
Well,
Yeah.
I think they meant Joe.
I think it's safe to say.
but then they started saying, now we have to call Tony eye candy. So all I'm going to say is I really would like to thank everybody on the chat for staying, on subject about the Oscars. And I mean, like, I just like to think we're all pretty good looking. I mean, like, not as good looking as a possible
Joe
lawyer,
Trumbo,
we're not Leonardo DiCaprio. I can't even say his name right now. But anyways.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, that guy too. There is a serious question. Hang on. I wonder if I have less interest in Oscar movies now that I'm old and a parent. Oh, you don't belong in this chat. Or if Oscars just pick less interesting movies in general. There you go. I'm on the side. This is a friend I went to high school with. That's why she's old and a parent. I haven't seen any of the noms. So again, it goes back to what we were kind of discussing, near the beginning, that they're just like the Oscars aren't the most accessible things anymore at all.
Yeah. And
they're not very exciting choices.
No. Yeah, especially with what Kealan is saying, that Kealan Cunningham. Okay, but Gravity was basically agreeing that Gravity was terrible. Guys,
oh, really? To justify your stance? And moving on. Mike, what's the next category? Mike, what's the next category?
Let's go real quick. All right. Actor in a supporting role. Mahershala. No, I'm kidding. Mahershala Ali. Moonlight. Jeff Bridges, Hell or High Water. Lucas Hedges, nobody cares. Dev Patel. And Michael Shannon in Nocturnal Animals.
Whoa, slow down. I want to know this story. Why are you so mean to Lucas Hedges?
Can I talk about my picks first, and then I'll get rolling on that?
I am okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
Take
So here's the thing. I look at that. I look at all five, and I go, okay. And Nocturnal Animals isn't nominated for Best Picture or anything like that. But Michael Shannon, I love him as an actor. I don't think he should be on this list. I think that Aaron Taylor Johnson probably did a better job. He won the Golden Globe for it. I don't know why he didn't get nominated. It's one of those weird things where it's like the two of them were kind of duking it out from the same movie. And yet, Taylor Johnson, the guy who played Quicksilver, obviously, so he's kind of awesome. He wins, and then he's not nominated, but Michael Shannon is, and I just kind of go, okay, I guess. Jeff Bridges was awesome, but he plays the same character that he's played in like 3 other movies.
So basically, he's old man Western.
Yeah,
that's man, I'm gonna go get over here.
Oh, we gotta get those boys, and blah, blah, blah. So you just cross those
boys are at it again.
Why do you keep saying I'm gonna get them with every single thing? Every single actor.
The Revenant and Hell and High Water actually.
Everything is about getting.
Well, right?
Michael from Real School. I'm gonna get you.
It's how I sum up every film. Name a film.
Now you got your catchphrase. You got your catchphrase now. I'm gonna get you.
Name a Best Picture nominee, and I guarantee you I can create a catchphrase with "I'm gonna get you" in. Like Titanic. I'm gonna get you, iceberg. Like it just everything fits.
I want to see the Oscars when they play the clips before, as they're announcing the nominees, and each of the 5 clips for the category be "I'm gonna get you" for every single actor.
Oh my God!
Mahershala Ali, Moonlight. Hey kid, you better come here, or I'm gonna get you.
Every actor in every category.
Jeff Bridges.
God. Okay,
he's
so
like,
now
I'm gonna find them boys, and I'm gonna get them.
We have to, at the end, when we're going through the Best Picture nominees, we have to go through it. We have to come up with a catchphrase that involves "I'm going to get you" for each one of them. Okay, that's
I'm going to get you, aliens.
Moonlight. Hey, sunlight.
So, back to point. So, Lucas Hedges in Manchester by the Sea, I thought did dick all. He had one scene where he actually acted. One scene. That's it. And this guy, I think it's just by proxy, he got nominated because he was in the same movie as Casey Affleck. That's
so it's
really
basically like that one nomination from the David O. Russell film with Jennifer Lawrence and
Silver Linings Playbook.
Yeah, remember when the mother got nominated?
Right.
And I'm like, what scene did she deserve the nomination for? She had 5 scenes in the entire film.
Yeah.
Each of them are like, she's like, you want some biscuits? Oh, Johnny, what are you doing?
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you.
So, yeah. So I don't think that kid doesn't stand a chance. I don't think he should have been nominated in the first place. I think it'll go to Ellie in Moonlight. Dev Patel was really good too in Lion. I had a problem with Lion's script.
I had a problem with the sappiness of Lion.
Yeah, and you know, it just it wrapped itself up way too quickly. So it was like half an hour of him going, "Oh, I have to find home. Oh, I can't really get my girlfriend." Yeah.
And I don't like lions. Are they cats or, you know?
Wait, what's the other option? Are they cats or what? Wait, what's the other option?
Are they cats or are they gonna come get me?
They're tigers with just like really long hair. I don't know. I just
Joe, shut up.
That's why Joe's a lawyer and not a science fiction. Yes,
that is my argument.
You want you saw Lion, Mike, right?
I did.
You know who I think deserved the nomination? That Indian kid.
Oh, for sure. Sunny.
That kid was amazing.
Yeah,
I was blown away. Like, if there was one thing about the film, I wish it was just about him. Like, him growing up in a foreign land, Australia, and getting used to it. I mean, I love Dave Patel and all, but he wasn't even close to that Indian kid, man. That Indian kid was so good that he even made his older brother look like a crap actor.
Right.
Just like, good dude. Oh, I love.
Yeah, he was really good.
God, I'm so upset now because I'm just thinking back to that performance and how great it was, and how that should have been the That's the one that should have got the nomination. And you bring up a good point about like Lucas Hedges, whatever the fuck his name is. They should have been replaced with the older version of Sharon from Moonlight.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had a problem if Moonlight got double Best Supporting Actor nominations, as that film is basically a performance film.
Good call.
See, those nominations. I heard a lot of great things about Michael Shannon, though, so I'm kind of surprised that you brought up the fact that you didn't think he deserved the nomination. I haven't seen Nocturnal Animals, so...
It's not that he doesn't deserve it, it's just that I think Taylor Johnson probably should have been there before him. Right, so they could have been in the same category, but I'm surprised. Like, if you're going to nominate one person from that movie, especially in that category, why wouldn't you nominate Aaron Taylor-Johnson? I just think there was a lot more to it, at least because I've seen again Michael Shannon in similar roles. So it's like the Jeff Bridges thing. You go, well, you know, he's good, but he's done it before. So Michael Shannon, I was like, yeah, I've kind of seen him play that type of character before.
Did he basically just play Zod in a film again?
A little bit, that's it. But a southern...
I will find him! I'm gonna get him!
I'm gonna get him.
I'm gonna get him.
I'm gonna get him. Can I just name this chat? I'm gonna get him.
Oh, perfect.
Someone collects the Oscar.
Any of the did you see any of the films? Did you see any of these films again? Nope. No. So no comment?
No, because again, a lot of this is, you know, Moonlight, Manchester by the Sea. I haven't really... They're doing all the Best Picture movies that I have not seen.
Okay, well, I guess this one's a very weak category. I personally think it's just going to go to Mahershala because out of all of them, I think he's the one that did something different and is the strongest nomination in there, even though I feel like there were other actors from the same films that got nominated that should have been in this category, like older version of Shiro and the Indian kid from Lion, who is the best performance in that film. He's the only one that should have been nominated. Shit, we can nominate Rogue as an 11-year-old girl for that one movie nobody remembers anymore, but we can't nominate this Indian kid? Really? Come on. Life of Pi all over again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Moving on to what, Mike?
Actress in a leading role. So, Isabel.
Ooh, got a lot to say about this.
I'm
going to start this one off.
Yeah, really. Sorry, Isabel Huppert? No, Huppert. Ruth Negga for Loving, Natalie Portman for Jackie, Emma Stone for La La Land, and Meryl Streep for Florence Foster Jenkins.
Can I go on my rant now?
Of course.
Oscars. Fuck you for nominating fucking Meryl Streep once again. God damn. I'm sorry. I'm just so fucking angry to see her in this category for a movie nobody liked. Like, that's one of the most poorly received films of 2016. And no, I heard nothing about anyone praising her performance in that film. So this is just another, well, it's Meryl. She's in a film. We have to nominate her, of course. I'm like, oh, damn it, dude. It upsetted me to see her in here because I felt like if she wasn't nominated, Amy Adams could have been nominated for either Nocturnal Animals or Arrival, which were very strong performances from her. Or even Viola Davis could have gotten Best Actress. Why is she in a Best Supporting Actress? She's the lead actress in freaking Fences. Shouldn't she be in the Best Actress category?
Actually, that was a move by them. Now, because the funny thing is, they actually said that she could have gone for either, and she specifically asked to campaign for Best Supporting. Yeah, because she knew she stands a better chance of winning. That's the talk around town.
Wow.
I'm not in town. I am far away from the U.S. West Coast, but it's true. Yeah, and I have no doubt that's probably true. But I mean, like, you know, I don't think she's greedy. I think she deserves it. And you're right though. But she could be either. She could be supporting or best.
I mean,
actor.
dude, she could do circles around everybody who got nominated here. Even Emma Stone, who I loved. I loved Emma Stone in, you know, La La Land, but she could do circles around Emma Stone.
And squares and triangles.
But do you guys agree with me with the whole nomination with Meryl Streep? Are you guys on the same page with me on this?
For sure.
Yeah. By the way, Master of Things, fantastic comment. Mads Mikkelsen should have been up for something. I agree. Don't know what, but anything.
I think
generic villain from
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah. That was a shame.
I'm gonna get you, Doctor Strange.
He did good. Just, you know, it's whatever. But yes, Mads Mikkelsen. But yeah, no, Tony. Yeah, Meryl Streep. No, thank you.
So I'll go first since I don't think I've gone first. I think this is a very interesting category because I like that they chose Isabelle Hooper.
Just say Hooper.
A partridge in a pear tree. Okay. I like that they picked Isabelle. I like that they picked Ruth Negga. Emma Stone was really good in La La Land, and I don't. It's between those three ladies actually because I don't know if you guys know about Elle, the movie Elle. Have you guys heard anything about it?
I hadn't heard of anything about it before this.
Mike.
Yeah. Sorry. What about it specifically, though?
Well, you know what the story is, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I think that is such an interesting story. A woman gets raped by a guy and then goes on a revenge spree to like kind of get her, or goes on a spree to get her revenge. I'm like, that's an interesting and compelling character, and I'm sure there's a lot of good emotional moments with her performance. I would love to see Elle if I could find it. As for Loving kind of falls into a problem I've always had with the Oscars, where they will give a nomination to the woman, but the guy who plays off of the strong performance of the woman doesn't get a nomination, even though they gave equal, if not better, performances. It's like Blue Valentine all over again, where Michelle Williams, playing opposite of Ryan Gosling, got the nomination, but Ryan Gosling didn't. Which I'm like, but they were both excellent in that film. Yeah, they both should have been nominated. And I honestly have not heard anything about Ruth Negga's performances from Loving at all. So why did she get the nomination? Natalie Portman and Meryl Streep are only here because they've been nominated before. I want Emma Stone to win, and I have a high suspicion that she will win. I don't think Meryl's going to pull an upset this time around. She did that 1 year with Viola Davis when she won for The Iron Lady, another movie that was poorly received. It got mediocre reviews, and people were saying that Meryl Streep's performance was okay at best, yet she won the nomination. How? I don't know. It's Meryl Streep. I hate to hate on Meryl because she's a shining example of what a true artist is, especially with her career. Man, she's amazing. But I'm just tired of seeing her get nominations for roles that she doesn't even seem like she's trying anymore, you know?
Yeah, they just see that she makes a movie in the year, and they're like, okay, well, let's just see how much we can give her. Let's set a record.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's like they're just trying to set some old-time record with her. That's
all right, Joe. What do you think of the choices? Who do you want to win? Who do you think will win?
Oh, who do I think will? Maybe Meryl Streep. I don't.
I'm gonna get you Oscars.
That's what she's got him the Oscars. She's got him the Oscars like too many times. Emma Stone. I love Emma Stone, and I loved her in La La Land. I thought she was fantastic and gave a fantastic performance. And I think she should win this. And I love Emma Stone.
Nice.
You have a little poster of her in your room too, and you look into her eyes. You're like, "City of Stars."
I'm more of an audition song kind of person.
Really? You like that song?
Oh, I love that song. It builds wonderfully.
Good for you. Oh.
Yeah, I love that song.
oh wow. Oh wow.
Yeah, that was my favorite song in the film.
It was a really emotional song too. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it wins. It got nominated for best original song. I think they're gonna give it to City of Stars though.
Me too.
It's the more memorable song in La La Land, and I personally think it's the one that showcases a lot more layers to the film because you get to see the chemistry of Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling in play. The melody is on point. The lyrics are really good.
Yeah. And we'll see. If City of Stars beats it, they might just start a fire. Right? Because of the song in the movie. Right? All right. It's just another day in sun. Okay.
Mike, please, Mike.
I can't disagree with you guys at all. I think, Emma will probably run away with it. I liked Ruth Nega's performance. She's having a really good year, too.
What was she in?
She was in Preacher, right? Which people were watching on AMC. Didn't get like a lot of buzz. It got enough. But if you watched it, she was awesome in it. She also, I think, originally had her start in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I seem to recall, which she was also good in, if I'm thinking of the same actress. But she's one of those. Yeah, look it up. But yeah, the rest of them, I think, are just kind of like, they won't. Isabelle Huppert, whatever her name is, might surprise people. I think she might be the one that surprises people because she won the Golden Globe and she's getting a lot of buzz. But I do think Emma, I think it's just because it's La La Land's year, I think Emma will probably get it. So.
Wow, she's been in a lot actually. I don't see Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on here. But she was like in World War Z, Warcraft, Preacher.
I'm gonna get them.
We're gonna run this joke into the ground.
Oh, yeah, absolutely! If it's not already,
I'm actually like. Did you see Jackie, Mike?
I did. No.
I love Natalie, but I feel like she's kind of given up trying to be a good actress. I haven't seen her give a good
She woke up one day and was like, you know what? Being good, I'm not gonna do that.
I mean, dude, I was so let down by Jane Got a Gun. I really was. That was god awful.
I was in development hell for like years.
And it kind of just opened my eyes to like Natalie Portman doesn't really try in her roles anymore, does she? Like she won that Oscar, was just like, I'm done. I'm coasting now.
That was one of the most awkward acceptance speeches as well, if you recall that.
I don't actually.
She was talking about how the director, no, sorry, it wasn't the director, it's the choreographer of the film is her husband, and she was pregnant at the time. And she said, oh, the real actor is my husband, because he has a line in the movie that says, I wouldn't sleep with her, but he totally would. And then she gives out the most awkward laugh, like the most awkward acceptance speech ever. And like even people in the crowd are like,
fitting.
Okay, Natalie, sit down. Yeah.
It's fitting though, because Black Swan was a very awkward film to sit through. I mean, it's uneasy.
Yeah.
It was uneasy.
Oh wait, I think I remember that. And the laugh was like made like an online meme, right?
Oh yeah, it was a meme for a while.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. That was. I'm watching that right after this. That was.
Yeah.
He's gonna put it in loop. Okay, moving on, Mike.
All right,
Who's next?
actor in a leading role. You have Casey, I'm Not Batman, Affleck in Manchester.
Really? We're really doing that?
Yeah, I am. No, well, now you ruined my second joke, which is Andrew, I'm Not Really Spider-Man, Garfield in Hacksaw Ridge. Ryan, I Should Win Because I'm Canadian, Gosling in La La Land. Vigo, Remember Me in Lord of the Rings, Mortensen, and Denzel, I play the same role all the time, Washington. Oh, harsh.
I was looking at that picture of Vigo and just thought it was Woody Harrelson. I'm just like, oh, good for him. And I'm just like, thinking it's Woody Harrelson. And then you said Lord of the Rings. I'm like, wait a minute, he wasn't in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, wow. I did not. You know what I found out recently? I didn't know Woody Harrelson and Owen Wilson were best friends.
Oh, really? That makes so much sense when you think about it.
Can you imagine them talking to each other? Oh, wow. You're in a new movie? Yeah, man, I'm in a new movie. You know, you got the thick accents talking back and forth. You're like, what are you saying to each other?
That honestly must be what it's like when two people absolutely high out of their minds try and have a discussion. But the funny thing is probably neither one of them are even high. Right? Talk like that.
I want to see a movie with Owen Wilson and Woody Harrelson.
It's the two of them.
The duo, just they're walking around like, oh wow, we're in
It's
the
just
West
called
now.
Wow. Wow, based on true story.
He's like, based on a true story. Wow.
That's the trailer. That's how it ends.
Okay, Joe, who do you want and who will?
Okay, who do I think will? Casey Affleck and I mean, like, do any of us really have a problem with it? Casey Affleck is fantastic. I think it's great that he's finally getting his time.
I can't believe it took him this long, too.
Right. I know he's fantastic, and I'm so glad he's off. I think he should have got at least a nomination or just something for Out of the Furnace. I think it was last either a year ago or 2 years ago.
The one with Christian Bale.
With Christian Bale, yeah, I thought he should have got something for that, and I don't remember him getting too much for that. But this, I'm glad he'll probably win. But who do I want to win? Probably just Ryan Gosling, because I love La La Land so much. And Ryan Gosling is just I love him as an actor ever since I saw Blue Valentine and then like Place Beyond Pines. So yep.
You've made the Canadians proud.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Canadians and being proud, segue.
Well done. Yeah, it's same page. I mean, like, I didn't really like Andrew Garfield's performance all that much. I really liked that movie. But Garfield, I felt, was like, pretty good. I guess they just kind of nominated because it was such a good story and movie overall. Denzel, again, he and Viola really carried that film. But if you've ever seen anything Denzel's done before, you've seen pieces of his performance before in other movies. Stop. What? Are you going to argue that?
I'm going to argue that.
All right. Well, I'll leave that to you then. And then, yeah, Casey Affleck was amazing. I think it's going to be tight between Casey Affleck and Ryan Gosling, but knowing that La La Land is nominated for so many others, I think people will lean towards Casey Affleck more. So I think he's going to get more votes kind of purely based on that system. They'll kind of go, oh, God, it's okay. La La Land will win like 12 other Oscars. So, poor Gosling. Canadian gets screwed once again. Yeah, but I mean, he was good in that. Gosling was good in that. I really liked that character, but you have to give it to Affleck because he just had the better performance. It was just a harder.
I loved his performance in Argo. Affleck was great. we're talking about Ben, right?
Wait, didn't Ryan Gosling learn piano for La La Land?
Yeah. Well, he didn't learn piano. He learned to mimic the songs that he needed to play. So I mean, that's learning piano.
Yeah, that's still learning. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
saying that he deserves the win for that is like saying, well, Leo deserved to be nominated for cutting his hand in Django Unchained. I mean, it's about the craft of the performance, not really the stepped
Oh no,
the
I was just
steps
asking.
to the performance.
Yeah, I was just. I'm not basing anything on that. I'm just asking.
Sure you are.
No.
You Canadian lover.
Canadians against Cartman.
I can see you going to watch Logan right now with your freaking red leaf shirt on, saying, "Hey, I'm ready to watch this Logan movie, baby."
Yep. I'm just saying, everybody's going crazy over Deadpool and Logan. Both Canadian. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Well,
Get out of here.
Logan is like the only thing with that. I can't take the character too seriously since he did. Mike's shaking his head. Since he did lose to the Cookie Monster in a fight, so
nobody knows what you're talking about anymore, Joe. Nobody knows.
I still know.
No,
I know what he's
nobody
talking about.
knows.
Rematch.
We should have a rematch. We should gladly.
I would love to see this rematch. I'll host it on my channel.
Do it. All right, let's do it.
Epic fight of the century: Logan versus the Cookie Monster. The Cookie Monster can jump. The Cookie Monster can jump really high.
Well, no, but he is an assassin with an addiction, and I think
I'm gonna get you cookies.
I think with Logan being the last Logan movie, I think that's perfect timing. I think we should do Logan and Cookie Monster once again.
Okay, done.
I'll leave it to Mike on that. Yep. So real quick, I guess I'll touch on the acting nomination. Surprisingly, I want Andrew Garfield to win. I've liked him as an actor for a while now. I know a lot of people had problems with him as Spider-Man. I personally really liked him as Spider-Man. And
wow, so much displeasure.
Oh, you talking about Mike?
I was shaking my head. I was like miming the whole time you were talking. But please,
why are you gonna hate on me? What did I do to you?
Not on you at all. Your opinion, maybe, but not on you.
Why? What's wrong with my opinion?
Tony, your opinion's wrong.
Haven't you learned anything from your president? Okay, it's that some people are just writers.
Whoa! How dare you, Mike? You want to?
Yeah, I played that card.
You want to compare me to the annoying orange? Really? Fuck you, dude.
Canadian.
I'm sorry. I personally would like to see him win this. I've liked him for a while. I thought his performance in Hacksaw Ridge was really good.
It was good, but was it great?
It was great enough to get the nomination, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, I also like the story and the character that he had to portray.
Yeah.
You know, he's a man that never wanted to pick up a gun. You got to see the fortitude of him going through it's basically like what Unbroken tried to be about not breaking.
Yeah, I agree with that completely.
Like the human spirit in the darkest of times. And I liked the character that he played, and I thought he pulled it off tremendously. Yeah. Who do I think will win? This is also going to surprise you. Denzel Washington. His performance, I was quite surprised by not surprised, blown away. It was very relatable to me because he actually reminded me so much of my father. His performance was raw, visceral, had many layers to it. And it's once again, it's Denzel just taking everybody to school when it comes to his performances, man. Every time I watch him give one of those Oscar performances, huh? I didn't hear what you said, though.
You said he's taking him to school, and I said real school?
I haven't seen Manchester by the Sea yet, so maybe it might change after I see it. Maybe I might feel like Casey will win, although it's going to be pretty awkward at the dinner table. It's like, hey, bro, did you ever win an Oscar for Best Actor?
He's won an Oscar for both writing and producing.
I have.
Wait, even if Casey wins, and I will defend Ben Affleck till my dying day, unless he makes another terrible Batman movie. The fact is, he's got 2 Oscars, dude. 2, not for acting, mind you, but 2. Big Brother's still winning. That's all I'm gonna say.
Just they thought my acting was good. Like also, the family's forgiven for reindeer games now.
Oh, reindeer.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I feel like there'd be a sting, especially since Ben was an actor much longer than his brother, and he's always been been trying to be taken seriously as an actor and a director. And the fact that he hasn't won for acting or directing, but things that most people wouldn't even remember him for. Like, how many people actually remember that he wrote the script for Good Will Hunting, which he won with Matt Damon? And I'm starting to think it was Matt Damon who didn't really contribute much to the script. It was Ben who did it all, which I'm kind of, I don't know. How do you guys feel? Do you think Ben was just like the main guy who wrote that script, and Matt was like sitting there like, here's a great idea. Let's have my character do this.
I saw an interview with Affleck, like when he was actually, really kind of at the height of his Affleckicness, like before he dated J-Lo and all that crap.
The Bennifer fiasco.
He was saying that the two of them creating that script, he and Damon, was pretty funny because they were going back and forth. And Damon just basically said, like, I got this great idea. He's like, okay, so I'll play like a genius. And then and Affleck was like, what? And he's like, yeah, I'll just play like a genius. And he's like, well, what do I get to do? And he's like, oh, you're my best friend. That's the way Affleck says.
You gotta do it with the Boston accent,
right? And they do that in so many of their movies. All like both.
Well, come on, all you gotta do is get in the car with me as we go write the script.
It's
okay?
wicked hot. Like all we gotta do, like we'll be fine. All we gotta do is talk like this for like 2 hours.
We gotta talk with this.
Rob, I hope Rob is watching.
Is Rob from Boston?
Rob,
He's from Massachusetts.
I didn't know that.
Really?
I honestly didn't know
not
that.
in right outside of Boston, but yeah.
Right, but he's not like Saudi, not like wicked hot.
Oh, there we go.
Wicked
Rob
hot.
was-
He's not too far.
Oh my god!
from
Oh my!
Boston,
Oh,
though.
that's so weird. Sorry, I just noticed he was watching, even though you just said that. That's so weird.
What, he's
Yeah.
watching?
He's oh god, dude. You're gonna tell him to
Just
come
call-
on,
I
and
guess
he can do the accent.
We just say the name. We just say his name, and he randomly
That is
appears.
weird. You guys did that with
creepy.
me. You talked about maple
He
syrup.
probably he was just messaging him under the table, like, "Oh, gee, I wonder if he's gonna be in the chat."
Dude, the Canadian guy's about to do a Boston.
I'll definitely have to see Manchester soon, so I can give full thoughts on his performance. He might take it though. He has a very strong chance. A lot of people say it's between him and Gosling. I think personally it's between him and Denzel. Denzel gave a really great performance, dramatic wise, and you know how the Oscars loves dramatic performances, so they'll give it to either one of them. By the way, I have one question about Manchester. You don't have to spoil it, but does he play like a suicidal person or something?
Who, Casey Affleck?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah,
That's
but
Oscar bait.
it's one of those Oscar bait performances.
Yeah, a little bit.
And I personally don't like the way Casey talks. He always sounds like he's mumbling all the time. It's just kind of like talk like this. I'm kind of disinterested.
It's like,
Come on, guys, what are we doing here?
but them trying to do that with a Boston accent, that's hard. Hard.
I can't do it.
I swallowed a bug. I think that's what.
I just want to go to the
That was an LA specific saying. What? Where
But
did that?
that's because that's in Good Will Hunting.
Oh, okay.
I swallowed a bag. And
Casey Affleck was in Good Will Hunting.
that's what I'm saying. He's the one who said, I swallowed a bag. It's his funniest line in the whole thing.
It's his only memorable line.
Probably that's very true.
You blink him and you'll miss him like sitting on the couch most of the time.
Exactly.
All right, moving on. What do we got next, Mike?
It's the big one. We're here already. Best picture.
Wait,
All right.
what about best director? Where's best director?
Oh, you want to? Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I thought. Oh, did we not have best director?
No, we can't. Hang on. I got to find directing. Here we go. Woo! All right.
Woo!
Denis, don't call me Dennis Villeneuve, for Arrival. Mel Gibson, I swear to God, I'm not anti-Semitic. For
I'm not PewDiePie.
yeah, ooh, yeah. Now, all of a sudden, he's my favorite. Damien Chazelle for La La Land. That's not how you say it. Moonlight, Barry Jenkins, and Manchester by the Sea for Kenneth Lonergan. Fuck.
All right, Mike, you take the reins on this one, brother.
Here's the thing. Damien Chazelle will probably win. I think well-deserved because La La Land was really well put together. I think we talked about the cinematography and the lighting and the performances, and he wrote music for it, and like a lot of effort went into that film. And not to mention, it was a $30 million budget, which is nothing nowadays. And if you consider $30 million, probably 90% of that went to the two leads in that film, right? So he had nothing to work with, and he made a beautiful, memorable film.
I mean, it's just another day of sun, you know?
Yeah, well put. I would love to see Denis Villeneuve sneak in there because, you know, I got to represent my home country. He won't win, though. But I said that from day one. I loved Arrival, and I really hope that Denis would win, especially because he's going to be the new voice in science fiction, whether you like it or not. Just simply because
I like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think a lot of people will. I think some people don't know who he is yet. But with Blade Runner coming out and the other announced project he had was something else in like a similar universe where he was spinning off. He'll be amazing, and you know what, he'll have his shot for sure later on. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by Hacksaw Ridge, especially because I went in and I'm like, oh, you know, Gibson, like not a fan recently.
You Jews.
But he did a good job, and then Barry Jenkins too is a very personal film, I think, in a lot of ways, or at least
very personal.
Yeah, so you know, it could go, I think, to all five of them. I think, sadly, out of the five, Denis probably stands the least chance of winning. Gibson is probably fourth, and then you could, you know, switch it. But you know, I think Lonergan could sneak in there. I think Jenkins could win for Moonlight. But I think, yeah, it'll probably go to La La Land.
How about you, Joe?
I was just 17. So this might piss some people off.
I'm already angry.
Okay, first of all, who do I think La La Land? Right? I mean, I think
sweep.
Yeah, but who do I want? Right? Arrival. I think Denis.
Wow, I'm actually kind of surprised by this.
I didn't see Manchester by the Sea, and I didn't see Moonlight. But out of the three that I saw, I think Arrival, the directing, I think that's one of the hardest movies this year. When I kind of look at the entire project, like as a director, right? Which one is kind of the hardest story to tell and kind of the hardest movie to kind of make and have all the parts work out as well as they did? I thought Arrival was a huge task for him. I think he delivered beautifully, and I get it with La La Land. I know how much went into that, and that was fantastic, and that's why he probably will win. However, I think not enough credit is going to go to Denis. You said Denis, right? Is his name?
Yep.
Yeah, Denis for Arrival, because I think that was just the best directing job of the year.
You were just sucking on that Canadian maple syrup, man.
I'm
picking all the Canadians this time around.
Yeah.
I don't think you deserve to defend the Cookie Monster anymore.
Oh no!
You sold your soul to the Red Leaf. Why don't you trade it in for a star and a sickle while you're at it?
I would just like to remind you that when we did do Wolverine versus Cookie Monster, it was Canada versus New York. That was the gimmick. And New York.
You're Canada now, boy. You Canada. You need to go. You need to tuck your New York tail between your legs and just hop on over the border. Put on that Mountie uniform.
Let's face it, a lot of New Yorkers are probably going to do in the next 4 years anyway.
I wouldn't blame. We're out of here. We're gonna take our bad attitude to a very pleasant country.
We're going to Toronto.
Like we really don't like your personalities, but yeah, come on in. You're always welcome, eh?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I'd be able to do that. Just kind of listening to Heaven by Bryan Adams 24/7.
It's not Bryan Adams you need to worry about. It's Celine Dion, Justin Bieber, and fucking Anne Murray. And if any Canadians are listening, they know what I'm talking about with Anne Murray.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about with Anne Murray too.
She was from Family Guy. I know that.
And that bitch Anne Murray too.
Yeah, right. There you go. Oh god, terrible.
That's when I first found out about her. That I looked her up and like, oh
my god,
that crap. Anyway, I'm kind of mirroring you guys too. I think Damien's gonna sweep this one. It's La La Land's win, definitely. I would actually be curious to see Barry Jenkins take it, or Denis.
Denise? That's she's getting farther.
Denise Villeneuve.
I mean, Dennis is very understandable.
Dennis,
right?
you fucking
It is
menace.
spelled Dennis. So
But it's also spelled like Denise because the E in Denise is silent.
It's not invisible.
it's still there.
silent though. I mean, if it was there or if it wasn't there, it's fuck you guys. Damien Chazelle. Moving on to Best Picture. Mike.
All right, so we're gonna come up with the catchphrase for each one of them. I'm gonna get you. Are we ready for this?
Yeah, this
I'm ready.
Okay.
Wait, are we all doing this or are you doing this?
No, you guys. I think you guys should do it. I made enough stupid jokes for the nominees at this point. But if I come up with a better one, I'll let you know. Okay, so Arrival,
I'm gonna get you, future.
Fences,
I'm gonna get you boundary lines. I don't know the name.
I'm gonna get you, son.
maybe.
Neighboring boundary.
I'm gonna get you, Archangel.
Hacksaw Ridge.
I'm gonna get you World War II.
I'm gonna get you without using my gun.
Nice. Hell or High Water.
From hell or high water, I'm gonna get you.
That's basically it. Yeah. That is the premise of that film. Hidden Figures.
I'm gonna get you if I can find you.
I'm gonna get you in space.
What? It's either the correct answer was either I'm gonna get you Russians or I'm gonna get you equality.
Oh,
that's
really?
what it is.
Come on, in space. Come on, that reference was good though.
I'm gonna get you space. All right, La La Land.
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you, City of Stars.
Lion.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Gadoo. Oh my God,
look at that line.
I'm gonna find you, family.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you, mother.
With a Google search.
Manchester by the Sea.
I'm gonna get you depression. Is that?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you depression.
I'm gonna get you.
Basically.
Moonlight. I really
I'm
care.
gonna get you sunlight.
I'm gonna get you homosexuality.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I'm gonna come out homosexuality.
Oh man, that's pretty good. I don't.
How do we do, audience? How do we do with those catchphrases? Let us know in the comments.
Which was your
favorite?
Based off.
I personally like the Hell or High Water one. I felt like that one it fit perfectly.
It really did. That is the premise of the film. Yeah.
I'm gonna get you. Come hell or high water, I'm gonna get
That's
you.
it. Yep.
All right, so Joe, you first.
Who do I think? Who do I want? Huh? Okay, who do I think? La La Land. Who do I want? And this is complicated because I made a video on my channel, Other Robert, that I'm on with Rob.
Are you sure that's your channel?
Yeah, I'm on Other Robert. I mean, it's not my channel; it's our channel, but Rob's not here. So if I say our,
I didn't know your
it has
name
connotations that it is the three of ours.
I didn't know your name was Robert.
No, on Rob and I's channel, Rob and mine.
Well, I mean, there's a teacher here. You can tell you.
Okay, okay. So on our channel, as in me and Rob, I made a video of top 5 movies of the year. I gave Arrival as my number 1, and La La Land was 2. However, I want La La Land to win this, and even though I know I said that about Best Director and everything, honestly, when it comes to what was the best movie of the year, I think this kind of goes into just the finished product and the emotion it invokes and what it did for a movie in 2016. This was a year where, even with Arrival, I mean, with a few of these movies, we had movies that broke the mold and stood out, right? And I think that's the point of this. I think that's the point of this genre, right? Is this evolution of where you can go with movies. And I think La La Land and Arrival are 2 examples of movies that did fantastic jobs with that. I think La La Land deserves all the credit in the world, and I want La La Land to win Best Picture.
Well said.
Mm-hmm.
Michael?
Yeah, agreed. I think my number one preference and my number one most likely to win is La La Land. I think it's year. You never know. You never know because there have been years where they've nominated like 15, like categories for one film, and they're up for all these awards and they win like 3. So it could be one of those things, but I just doubt it. I would say, in terms of my personal preference, I was really surprised, pleasantly surprised by Hell or High Water. I think simply because I didn't know that much about it going in. That's actually my second favorite on the list. It won't win a damn thing, but it was entertaining and I really, really liked it. I think it was one of the only ones where I looked at it and yeah, that's one I would watch over and over.
I need to see this movie, man.
Yeah, it's surprised. I'm surprised. I don't know. It could be other people knew more about it and they went in and like, oh, that wasn't that good. I really enjoyed it, but yeah, I think it's between La La Land and Moonlight, even. Again, simply because of the Oscars could be awarding bravery and diversity and all this kind of stuff. And it's not purely political because it is a good movie. But you never know how they're going to vote because La La Land is kind of the safe bet.
Is that though? I feel like wouldn't like Manchester by the Sea and
that's more Oscar bait. But the thing is,
Manchester, Lion, and Hidden Figures feel like just those generic, like Hollywood Oscar bait type films, especially Hidden Figures, which I had a problem with because it was supposed to come out in January. They pushed it back so it could compete in the award season, and then it was just sweeping.
Yeah,
getting those nominations. I'm like, is it deserving though? Is this just a political move because we need diversity in these categories?
Yeah, and I really felt that Hidden Figures was too Disney, like it was too perfect.
Oh, we're going to space.
Well, you know what I mean? Like it was just you knew what was going to happen. I mean, to an extent. So, and then the ending is happy, which let's be honest, if you watched any of the Best Picture nominees, happy endings. Not very common in these films.
Wait a minute, Moonlight had a pretty happy ending, though.
Moonlight had a very open ending. I know what you mean. It's great because he found himself.
Is it as open as their relationship?
Oh, dude.
Oh, come on. That was a good one. Come on.
For people who've seen it, they get that joke.
Oh, come on, that was a good one. You got to give it to me, Mike. Give it to me.
That's all I got. No, if you're on your own on that one. But yeah, I think it is La La Land's year. I hope it is. I enjoy that these two of them have pretty strong Canadian connections. I know that sounds hokey because I say it all the time, but the fact is, Denis Villeneuve pulls off any surprises. That's awesome. He probably won't. And Gosling probably won't win anything, but it's nice that he's a major part of one that is. Fences could be a surprise, but I would be shocked and very disappointed if Fences.
Doubt it.
Yeah.
Doubt it.
You never know. Oh, but yeah, so I was going to talk about the problem with that film, though, and I won't get into Denzel's performance or anything. It's just when he adapted it, because we were talking about director, and he wasn't nominated. When he adapted it, it just still felt like a stage play. Like you were.
Yeah, no. Did you see my review for it?
I have not, because I haven't written mine, so I don't want to get influenced.
Funny enough, I hate to bring this up, because you don't want to spoil, but I brought up the same thing. I'm like, he basically, there's no flair to his direction. It feels like the stage play again.
Yeah.
Especially like the movement of the camera and like the placement of the shots, the way he directed the actors. It just felt like, oh, hey, do what we did in the stage play. Boom.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no.
Yeah. And it's
Denzel, you're better than that, dude. You directed Antoine Fisher, which I think is a really underrated film, and I thought he did well for his directorial debut. That was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I also there's a scene in The Great Debaters that I was like, wow, Denzel directed that. Not only did he prove he could bring his A game when he's acting, but damn, that entire segment, that scene was really well shot. Well choreographed. It took a lot of planning, and he pulled it off in flying colors. Yeah, but here it was so safe, and it's basically just like, hey, let me be in the camera most of the time. You follow me, walk this way. We do some long takes, and that's it. But there's no real essence to those long takes. They're just long takes. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to cut
No,
cut in.
no, that's it. Yeah, go La La Land.
I mean, I'm basically gonna mirror this too. La La Land, La La Land's gonna win. I don't see anything else really pulling an upset. The only two I can see pulling an upset, honestly, is Moonlight and Hidden Figures. That's it. And if Hidden Figures wins, I'm gonna be so mad because
I was gonna say Moonlight in Manchester.
No, Manchester's a performance-based film. The performances are what's gonna get the wins, not really the overall picture.
Not the film itself. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the only 5 that I feel like are best picture nominee worthy: Arrival, La La Land, Moonlight, Hacksaw Ridge, and Hidden Figures. Even though I feel like Hidden Figures, like what Mike said about it being Disney-fied, it feels like just a cheap ploy to get this nomination in there. Like, hey, here you go. It's like, damn it, dude. I get it. Diversity, women, black women, yay.
Yeah.
That was the movie, though. What about the movie? You know?
Yep.
I'm going to get a lot of people disliking this video now. You're a racist and sexist, Tony. How dare you? Now everyone's going to freaking... What's it called? The Wall Street Journal is going to write about me. It's like, Tony Watley II, a.k.a. Black Critic Guy, proves that he's a racist.
The new PewDiePie.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so those are the major categories. Are there any smaller categories? There's one I did want to ask you guys real quick. Best Original Screenplay, which I thought was an interesting choice or interesting lot. You got Hell or High Water, La La Land, The Lobster, Manchester by the Sea, and 20th Century Women. I'm surprised to see Hell or High Water in this, and I'm very surprised to see The Lobster here. Now, The Lobster, just the premise alone, intrigued the hell out of me, and I'm excited to see it in the Best Original Screenplay category. Do you guys know what The Lobster is?
It's like crab, right?
Can we ask Rob? He's from Boston. He'll know. No, where'd he go? What? Rob, are you still there? Rob.
Okay, I'll just stop talking now then. We can move on to other things now.
Tony, what is The Lobster?
Okay. No. We're done. We're done talking about those things now because you guys want to just want to tell goofs and gaffs. You know, you're part of that YouTube crowd now. No, but The Lobster is a movie about these people that go to a facility and they have to find their true love, and if they can't find their true love, they get turned into an animal. And Colin Farrell's in the film, and he plays the main guy, and he's like, "If I can't find true love, I want to be turned into a lobster." And then they go to this place.
That's bizarre.
It's a pretty funny movie. The concept's ludicrous, and then the movie itself is even more ludicrous. You have to be either straight or gay. You can't be both. There's a lot of rules in the film as well, which surprised me. And it basically is a movie about like just freeing yourself and not being restrained by the bounds of choice and things like that. I, for one, thought it was a good choice for original screenplay, and to see a film like that get best original screenplay nomination, good on you, Oscars. I'm proud of you. But yeah, what do you guys think about this category of the choices and stuff?
Joe, you want to take that one?
I don't really think La La Land should get this. I mean, if we're talking screenplay, right? Am I right? I mean, am I alone here?
I mean, I don't think you're wrong. Yeah. I do think that the screenplay is pretty good, though. Especially,
I think it's lacking in terms of the other components of the movie.
Like what?
In like the acting or the.
But how is it lacking? Is what I'm saying.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of cliche, I guess. I see Mike. Okay, I see Mike getting improved. No, I didn't know if I was the only one here.
Yeah, I guess it takes components, like it pays homage to classics, like so.
Right.
It's movies we haven't seen in a long time, like 70 years almost. You know, classic movie musicals. You could go 50 years for the 60s, but yeah. But I know what you're talking about. It's that classic love story, and it's the classic like we don't really get along, and yeah, I totally know what you're talking about. So it is original maybe in the 21st century, but ultimately it's definitely influenced by previous films. Like you can't take that away. Obviously.
Yeah. So then I don't know what to give this to. The Lobster, just because of that bizarre concept. I want to say The Lobster, even though I've not seen that, but I want to.
I would be so surprised if it actually got the nomination.
Does he in fact become a lobster?
I don't remember actually.
Give it away.
I'll get back to you on that. But yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know. I like La La Land because unlike what it emulated, it actually ended on a sour note in a sense. I mean, they do get their dreams, but at the same time, they didn't get what I felt like they wanted so badly, which was each other.
It's still a happy
But
ending.
they didn't, though, right? I mean, they weren't really for each other, right? I mean, that's kind of what I got with that.
Yeah, you know what? I was thinking that. I didn't put this in my review, but when I was thinking about when I was writing it was kind of like 500 Days of Summer, where you really want the two of them to end up together because they are the protagonists, but they even say from like the beginning of the movie they're not going to end up.
This is not a love story.
Yeah, and so I felt like that's what they were getting at too. So, but also if you think about the themes of La La Land, like the fact that, you know, Hollywood glamour is something that people feel, but it's not really real. And so, you know, they think all these dreams and all these shiny, beautiful things are going to happen, but they don't. I think.
Are you sure you didn't watch my reviews? I feel like you're
just think alike on a lot of films. Like that's
you literally are mimicking something I mentioned in my review. Like I felt like that whole idea of the glamorized Hollywood is portrayed through the musical numbers. But anyway, continue. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, no, that's exactly it. So yeah, in a sense, it's that we as the jaded 21st century audience knew that they shouldn't end up together, but you still wanted it because it's that perfect Hollywood ending. And I loved the ending of that, but I now thinking about it a little bit, it is a cheat in a sense, but I'm okay with it because it completed the film perfectly, right? So in a sense, everybody gets what they want because you look at it and you go, oh man, that could have been beautiful and heartbreaking, and you know, but at the same time, you're like, it's still a happy ending. So it's a little bit of a cheat because instead of making a choice to say they don't end up together, but they both have really good lives, which you can take away something, you know, from that, they give that little, what's that, sliding doors ending where they give you the two alternate endings, right?
Which is a callback to An American in Paris.
Look at you. Good call.
Wait,
Wow.
you didn't notice that, really?
No, I didn't.
I'm sorry. I love old school musicals, and
Yeah.
this film harkened like Gene Kelly musicals to an insane degree. I saw remnants of Singing in the Rain. I saw remnants of Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. I saw remnants of especially American in Paris. There's a whole sequence in that that final musical number where they're dancing, straight up an homage to American in Paris. And I was like, I saw that. I see. I mean, she even goes to Paris. That right there should have been a red flag. Like, oh, American in Paris, I see you.
Mhm.
See, for me, when I saw the film, I saw it as the two characters had a choice. They could either be happy with each other, but not fully reach their potential, which is what I felt like was the case, because they didn't reach their full potential until they split.
Mhm.
Or they can reach their full potential, but not be with each other, which is something I feel like they both really wanted, but kind of had to accept the reality of the situation. And I think that's the core of it. You accept the reality of the situation.
Right.
It's another day of sun, you know, kind of thing. And even that opening musical number, what made me laugh so hard was they took something that's so mundane and exhausting and frustrating about Hollywood. I mean, traffic in LA is god awful. Having experienced it firsthand, it's one of those things that make me not want to live in California ever. But like that whole opening sequence where they're all joyous and happy, and then they get back into their cars like, bam, bam, bam.
Mhm.
Like, yep. That dream came crushing down right there.
Hooked me right away. That song, it was a perfect introduction. I think.
That opening note, the opening notes. Dun, 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 dun. By the way, the closing of the song is very reminiscent to old school orchestral music from the 50s, from musicals. I'm like, oh, I see you right there. It's very loud, brassful, and energetic. I'm sorry, I'm geeking out about musicals. I love musicals. So, anyway, so that's you wanted to talk about best original screenplay. I don't know what other categories you guys are interested in, or what other categories besides the major ones do you find fascinating?
Just having been a very unsuccessful writer before I was a teacher, the writing categories are ones I'm always interested in, but they're becoming not fair. They never really nominate the best writing, I think, because let's be honest, the best picture can be a movie that doesn't have the best writing, and I think La La Land is a perfect example of that, where out of the screenplays, it doesn't have the best writing, but it was the best picture. It was the most entertaining. And even something like Hell or High Water, which I really enjoyed, it's not the most original. And I mean, it's nominated for original screenplay, right? So
the irony.
Yeah, really. So what can you say? People want us to talk about Suicide Squad being nominated. I don't know why.
Because it's the only superhero film that got nominated for something outside of the visual effects category, and they made a big deal about this. I remember they were talking about like, oh my god, Suicide Squad, it's the third superhero film to be nominated outside of the visual effects category, and I'm like, so that doesn't mean that it's a great film. It got nominated for hair and makeup. Aesthetically the film looks good. Get over it.
I'll let everybody in on a little secret though. The only time a superhero movie has won something like that has been like Batman Returns, like of recent memory, where they did,
Batman's the only one to ever get nominated outside of that category. Oh no, Guardians of the Galaxy got nominated for best hair and makeup.
Didn't Dark Knight, Ledger get?
Yeah, I was saying like Batman's the only one that actually got nominated out, like when it comes to superhero films, outside of categories that are specifically geared towards superhero films, like visual effects, sound, mixing, all that stuff.
Yeah,
and it won for best supporting, so that was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see a problem with these movies. Like these categories is exactly like you said. It's just it fits, right? I mean, it doesn't mean it's a great movie. If there was a best marketing, I would give it to Suicide Squad because
best marketing should go to Deadpool.
Okay.
If someone actually brought up Deadpool in the comment section too.
But if
we're gonna do best marketing, Deadpool, like shit. The marketing is amazing.
Can I read one of the questions that just popped up again from?
No.
Damn it, man! It's a good one.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Jess Johnston, no relation. She said, if you could invent a new category, what would you like to give credit to? Is it possible to come up with something new people would like to see in terms of categories? Go ahead.
Best action choreography.
Ooh, so like
because for 4 years, Jackie Chan should have been he should have been nominated so many times for his choreography for his action films. Action movies don't get nominated, but you gotta appreciate the artistry that goes into pulling off those stunts.
Right.
Why is there no appreciation for best action choreography at all?
Funny because the BAFTAs do that, right? Or no, not the BAFTAs. The SAG Awards do that, where they have a best stunt category or something like that. That's not about yeah. Joey,
why not the Oscars? You think the Oscars, which is the all-inclusive award show, tackling directing, the technical, the lavish performance, direction, picture, everything bundled together, you would think that they would incorporate like best stunt team, best action. I would also like to see best ensemble cast. I think that'd be an interesting choice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, how do you guys feel?
Joe, go ahead.
The ensemble cast is a good idea. I think that's a very good idea. Personally, and I don't know how they would incorporate this. There would obviously have to be some kind of guidelines or rules. I just like the concept of it and the theory. Is best indie movie. I know, like I said, it doesn't really. It's hard to kind of navigate that, but I think an idea, it's one that's fitting. I think it's one that kind of should be there. I've thought of that for quite some time. I'm like, if only they could figure out something.
That's not a bad idea because. Oh, sorry. Well, Tony.
No, you go, Mike.
Well, no, I like that because you know what? Like you base supporting and best actor or actress categories on the amount of screen time and all that kind of stuff. So why wouldn't they have kind of that qualifier or quantifier for indie versus large budget, right? So if you're going to have a foreign language category that can also be up for best picture, why not have something like best independent picture, which is under a certain amount of money, and then it could still be nominated? That's a great idea. I like that. I mean, like, the ultimate thing about this question is, of course, that the friggin' ceremony is already like 3 hours long.
Yeah.
It's so hard to watch like the whole thing.
It's like,
so
it's like the
adding stuff.
It's like the Grammys where they have to like dwindle a lot of the categories down. Like, well, I remember one year I was watching the Grammys and like, oh, we just announced best hip hop album. I'm like, wait, I didn't remember seeing that. The Grammys. I was like, no, they only show like best pop song, best country, best rock. I'm like, oh, fuck you! What best country? Put hip hop back in.
Tweet it. We'll tweet it. Follow us on Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter. Oh, fuck. But yeah, I mean, how do you do the Grammy show without it being 12 hours long?
Yeah,
you have so many different categories, right? But that's not a bad one. I was gonna ask a question pertaining to best indie film because I feel like the Oscars is basically, hey, what was the big indie film of the year? Let's nominate it. Because mostly it's the independent films that are the ones that get nominated the most.
Right. Yeah.
So I feel like the Oscars are, hey, we're the indie circuit crowd. Award ceremony.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I feel like, especially in the past few years, that's definitely become the case. I feel like that's kind of grown, and maybe even at that point, kind of a lower kind of threshold than for the budget. Maybe, again, I don't know how you would do it, but kind of maybe someone without like a named, kind of a big name actor or something like that. It starts to become like, oh, how do you kind of measure that or quantify that? But I think in theory, I think it's an interesting idea that I think would fit in well if implemented correctly.
I'd love to see an incorporation of like action, the whole category pertaining to action films. Because there's no love for action films besides, visual effects, sound, special effects. And I'm like, okay, but that was a separate team outside of other teams that made the film. I don't know. I feel like it's so forgotten. Mm-hmm. Jackie Chan should have won a real Oscar instead of getting an honorary one. I mean, sure, the honorary one's fine, I'm glad he got one. But God, he should have won a competitive one. That would have been awesome. All right, so we're going to end this chat in the next 8 minutes, guys. So if you have any questions for Mike, Joe, and I, tell us now.
Or forever hold your peace.
Can I jump in on that last question, though? Because I think the one thing, it's not something I came up with, but people have been talking about for years, they finally need to make happen, is best performance by a motion capture actor.
Yes.
I do have a question for that, because you can't really do that every year. I mean, there's not a lot of motion.
Yeah, that might be true. You might have a tough time finding like 5 good nominees, right? But maybe it could be one of those like technical awards where you give it to the best. Maybe Andy Serkis would win it like every year in a row.
Every year.
Never know, but
at that point they're going to be like, why? Let's just say best Andy Serkis performance of the year.
And yeah, again, 20 years down the road, it could be the Andy Serkis award. You never know. So
that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, that needs to happen, I think, because it's the evolution of at least
exactly
small.
I have a sneaking suspicion that next year we're gonna finally see him get a nomination for Planet of the Apes.
Here's hoping. Is that the last one that they have planned, or they have more of those?
I mean, I think this might be the one where Caesar dies, and then the Planet of the Apes begins.
I read mixed things. I read that this may be the last, but the team has ideas for more or something like that. So I guess depending on how it does.
I mean, I'm sure Andy Serkis would love to continue doing this. I mean, it's a steady paycheck, which is more than he could save for the past couple of years he's had. So
they've been good movies. They've been very good movies. I enjoyed them.
No, I love them. I'm just saying, like, Andy Serkis has never really found a tentpole for his craft.
Yeah,
And
he's in Star Wars.
Planet of the Apes films have been a great temple. It helped to get him in the public eye, get a lot of notoriety for him, and help him build his credibility in the industry. I mean, he already had Smeagol and Gollum, but it didn't really take him places. Planet of the Apes took him places because he carried the film. So, I mean, shit, who's going to forget that scene where Caesar stands up and says no to Malfoy? No! Holy shit, I heard a pin drop in my theater when that happened. All right. Anyway, any questions? I guess no one has questions.
No,
Yeah, the person who asked the question, Jessica Johnston, about what category we want, is saying that she's surprised no one went with best marketing. I actually had thought of that because we had just been talking about that. But I'm like, is that really something you want, though? I think that kind of sets a bad example.
Best trailer, maybe?
But see, that's so misleading because, oh God, what was that one movie? Wes Craven made a movie years ago.
Oh, isn't that one like
you know what I'm talking
I
about.
see, like he made it
4 words.
When I forgot what it was called, but it was a shit movie.
Yes, but the trailer to this day is the best trailer I've ever seen.
Oh,
and I remember being so misled by that and so mad because that was a fantastic trailer, but a terrible movie.
God, it's gonna kill. I gotta find out.
Yeah, I'm looking this up.
Okay, Google.
My Soul to Take.
My Soul to Take.
Yeah, fantastic trailer. The best trailer I've ever seen, but not a good movie at all.
Oh, she said The Village.
I love that. I'm typing this as I still stand by that is his most underrated film. I would actually say that's my.
No, it's fucking Unbreakable. Because no one ever talks about Unbreakable. They talk about Signs. They talk about Sixth Sense.
Now.
Oh, now they are. They want to jump on the fucking bandwagon now after fucking Split. I was a fan before it was cool.
No, please.
Yeah, Split, which everyone is split on.
Split about.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike loved it. I'm guessing. Did you like it, Joe? Did you see it?
I highly enjoyed it. Yes, I loved it.
I feel like I'm so alienated now. I'm the only one that didn't really like it.
Yeah. I
remember I got some flack in my review for it. Everyone's like saying, "Oh, Tony, you're just being mean to Shyamalan because you hate him." I'm like, hey, if I still hated him, I wouldn't have saw the film. I never saw
Unbreakable though, so I had no idea what that was with Bruce Willis. I'm like, is he supposed to be the guy?
See what I mean now, Mike? You see what I mean by it being the most underrated? Because I bet you Joe's seen The Village.
Nope.
Nah. No, but you know what, Tony, I'm with you because the funny thing is about that one, and I loved it too. And granted, I stopped talking about it because it's like 17 years old. It's like almost How old are you guys? Like 20?
I'm 23.
I'm 23.
Oh my God, you were fucking sick. Oh God, oh my life. So yeah, I was in my 20s when that movie came out and saw it in theater.
Hey, wait a minute. We're contemporaries, Mike. Okay, don't even.
But yeah,
we're contemporaries.
But that's the point, right? It was so weird because he resurrected this movie that's like 2 decades old, basically, and yeah, no wonder most people were like, "What the hell was that?" So, I'm glad you saw it. I really am, because it's one of those things that he followed up The Sixth Sense with Unbreakable, and a lot of people were like, "Wasn't The Sixth Sense?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but it's still really good." So. Yeah,
it's better than The Sixth Sense in my opinion.
Wow,
it has one because it honestly has the best twist I've ever seen in a film. I did not see that coming, and it's beautifully built up too. And it's in your face, but at the same time, it's not in your face because you think to yourself, why does Samuel Jackson keep bringing up all of these tragedies? And then finally, you understand. Shake my hand.
Yeah.
Oh, he caused the tragedies. I mean, it even opens up where you think it would be about the main character. No, it's about Mr. Glass. He's like, his bones are broken. I'm like, oh, so he's the main character? Unbreakable. Oh, you could almost say that he is the main character, and his quest is to find his opposite so he can find purpose in his life. I hate to say that there's so many layers to Unbreakable, but there are so many layers to Unbreakable that it's a tremendous film.
It is.
It really is. And I'm not lying. I'm not shitting you guys. When I was watching Split, I was sitting there riling in my seat like, God damn it, Shyamalan, you've upset me again. And the title screen pops up and I hear, I'm like, am I hearing things? That sounds weirdly familiar to me. Why does this sound familiar to me? And I thought the movie was over, and then all of a sudden it's like, local report says that the guy is missing. He has multiple personalities. And they're like, oh my God, that's scary. It's kind of like that. Remember that one guy, the guy in the wheelchair from 17 years ago? And I was like, what did you just say? The guy in the wheelchair? What? He's like, Mr. Glass. Sure enough, there's Bruce Willis sitting in the diner. He's like, oh, gotta go kick some ass again. I'm like,
see, you know what? I hated that part only. I loved the connection, but I hated that part because it was like, you know, they're calling a schizophrenic guy the Horde. And first of all, I get that it's supposed to be a grounded comic book movie, but I was like, nobody fucking does that. I hate that when they do that even in Batman, where they're like, oh, you know, his propensity for leaving riddles has gotten people calling him the Riddler. I'm like, no, nobody would do that. Nobody would call a crazy dude, this like nickname. And so this 20-something woman sitting at the diner is like, oh, it was like that guy 17 years ago. I'm like, you wouldn't know that. Nobody, like, who does that? I'm like, name one, you know, I guess you could say domestic terrorist, like the guy in Oklahoma City, right?
oh, you're talking about Timothy McVeigh?
He didn't get a nickname. You know, he didn't get a supervillain name because he's a psychotic. And that's what I hated about it, where they're like, oh, it's like that guy. And he's like, Mr. Glass. I'm like, no, nobody would call a schizophrenic serial killer the Horde. Like Son of Sam was one thing when they didn't know who the guy was. I hated
Son of Sam.
So, anyways, that's something completely off tangent.
I can't wait for Unbreakable 2, man. I really cannot.
Yeah,
I'm also afraid of Unbreakable 2, considering the track record for films that get sequels, or films from almost 2 decades ago that get sequels. I mean, we might just get a Blues Brothers 2000 if you catch my drift.
Yep.
Joe doesn't get it, but you get it, Mike. You get it.
I do not get it.
All right. Well, we actually went above our time limit. So that ends the epic reunion of the three wise men. We probably might try to do this again. We don't know yet because
7 years from now.
7 years from now, we'll finally get the sequel. But this, I'm not gonna lie, this is really fun. It's been quite a long time. I've missed Joe a lot. I feel like, because Mike and I, we talk a lot, but I rarely get to see Joe now. I mean, shit, we started a fucking channel together, man. So, but I know you're busy. You got college, or you got law school. You got law school. I caught myself, though. You got law school. And Mike, he's teaching. He's raising a kid to make sure that he doesn't vote for a future Donald Trump. You know, you better make sure, Mike.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
No, don't cross your fingers.
Well, dude,
you fucking make sure.
I can't tell him who to vote for.
You will look into his eyes and you will tell him when he goes to the voting polls. It's like, I want you to know, I brought you into this world.
I can take you out of it.
I can take you out. Do the father thing. My dad would threaten me with that a lot. He's like, remember, I brought you into this world and I can take you out. I'm like, yeah, and then you're gonna go to jail for life. Anyway, but yeah, it was great having you both back on this channel. We will try to plan this again someday down the line, I know. Final thoughts, Joe.
I do want to bring up the fact that Mike has accepted the challenge for Cookie Monster versus Logan again. So, and I think with Logan's final movie coming out, I think we should be seeing that warfare soon. So that's just want to throw that back out there. The gauntlet's thrown. You know, defending champion Cookie Monster. So
gauntlet is thrown.
Yeah, but yeah, no, this was fun. This was a blast, guys. Thank you, and thank you everyone for watching, commenting, and yeah, I mean, if you, I know I'm the boring guy. What was it? Boring guy in the white headphones.
I don't think he called you boring. I think He just
Who's
said,
that white guy? Who's that white guy with the headphones?
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to see more of me, I'm on Other Robert. I'm the other in Other Robert.
Oh, I put links to their channels in the description, by the way.
So, but yeah, that's pretty much everything. I can't wait for the next 3 Wisemen because we will definitely be doing this again soon. And next time I see Mike, it's hopefully going to be beating Logan again. So thank you,
want
everyone.
nothing to do with it.
Thank you, everyone, and you have been traumatized. That's how I end my videos now.
All right, Mike, final thoughts.
yeah, thanks for having me again. This was awesome. I'm glad we got to do this. I'm glad Tony and I chatted about it. And as soon as we were like, yeah, let's make this happen, we're like, let's bring in Joe, of course. So
We gotta.
yeah, seriously. It just, yeah. It's like peanut butter, jelly, and the bread that keeps us together. That's perfect, man. It's beautiful. I'm an English teacher, you know, right? Can you tell? Just,
Am I the one that's jelly?
Yeah, I'm about to say, which one am I? Am I the bread that brings us together? Or is Joe the bread because he's Wonder Bread, and I'm peanut butter because I'm brown?
No, you know what it is?
And you're
Mike-
jelly because you have purple in the background. Is that what?
No, Mike is jelly, but he's jelly because Cookie Monster.
Oh, really? You really were?
You really went there? Come on. God damn it. That's like the cheapest trick in the book, really.
What is this?
I rest my
2013? We're doing the jelly thing again? All right. Anyway, Mike, continue. We cut you off.
No, but that's it. You know, like if you're not a subscriber to Real School, then please join me because I need your support. It's like
I try my damnedest, Mike. I want people to subscribe to you so badly. Because I'm not even kidding, guys. Out of all the movie reviewers on this platform, whenever Mike uploads a review, I'm one of the first people to watch it.
that's true.
Because I love his reviews. I really do. And they give me a lot of new insight that I honestly didn't really think about.
Even though you and I, ironically enough, usually share
Similar thoughts.
Yeah, for sure. So give yourself some credit there. But yeah, no, you know, I'll keep plugging away here.
By the way, do give me a link to all of your Oscar movies, your
Sweet.
reviews. I'm going to promote the shit out of them.
Yeah.
I'll put a little playlist so people go check that out. Again, I'll put links to their channels in the description. I haven't put them yet. I got so sucked into the conversation I forgot to put them in. So, but yeah, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. I actually will be doing another Oscar talk on Wednesday on the same TV show I was on last Wednesday, Beyond the Credits. Should be really exciting. We're going to be talking about the Oscars again, and hopefully I'll be able to see all the Oscar films so I can talk more intelligently about them. And as always, guys, if you want to see more videos of this channel, be a part of the Black Critic Crew, please hit that subscribe button below. Like this video if you really enjoyed it. Joe, you want to take it from here?
Wait,
Oh, did you forget my
it's been a
outro?
while.
Wow.
I haven't seen a YouTube video in like a year.
Wow. I forgot my outro.
Wait, start over.
guys.
Start over. I'm gonna get this.
Okay,
I'm gonna get it.
I'll start off here. Hit that subscribe button below if you like, or hit that
Okay,
subscribe button.
take it from the top.
Fine. But as always, guys, if you like what you see and you want to see more, or no, that's Jeremy John.
Click right here to see more.
I was about to say, wait a minute, I remember that. Okay. But as always, guys, if you want to see more videos and be a part of the Black Critic Crew, please hit that subscribe button below. Like this video if you really enjoyed it.
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you. I'm
gonna get you.
It goes right into I'm Tony.
And I'm talking about the second, though.
Black Critic Guy. Until next time, peace, YouTube.